Hello, story lovers, and welcome. Today, we're journeying into a classic tale filled with magic, adventure, and a little bit of mischief. Let's open the book on Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, nestled in a cozy but very tiny cottage, lived a boy named Jack and his mother. Times were tough, and they were very poor. Their only possession of value was their dear old cow, Milk. One sunny morning, with a heavy heart, Jack's mother said, "Jack, my dear, we have nothing left to eat. You must take Milky White to the market and sell her so we can buy some food." Jack was sad to part with his friend, but he knew he had to help his mother. So he put a rope around the cow's neck and started the long walk to the market. Along the dusty road, Jack met a peculiar-looking old man with a long, white beard and twinkling eyes. "Good morning, young man," the stranger said. "That's a fine cow you have there. Where are you off to?" Jack explained his situation. The old man smiled and opened his hand, revealing 5 strange, shiny beans. "I'll trade you these magic beans for your cow," he offered. "They're worth more than any money." Jack, full of curiosity and a glimmer of hope, thought about it. Magic beans. What wonders could they hold? He agreed to the trade, handed over Milky White, and raced home with the beans clutched tightly in his hand. When he showed his mother the beans instead of money, she was furious. "You silly boy," she cried. "You've traded our only cow for a handful of worthless beans." In her anger, she snatched them from his hand and threw them right out the window into the garden. That night, Jack went to bed feeling foolish and hungry. But overnight, something truly magical happened. Where the beans had landed, a gigantic beanstalk had sprouted, twisting and growing up, past the cottage, through the clouds, and into the sky itself. The next morning, Jack stared in amazement. He had to see where it led, so he began to climb. It was a long, tiring journey, but he pushed onward until he reached the very top. There, floating amongst the clouds, was a whole new land and a massive castle. Cautiously, he tiptoed inside. He met the giant's wife, a kind but worried woman. "You must hide," she whispered. "My husband is a fearsome giant, and he will be home soon." Just then, the whole castle began to shake. Stomp, stomp, stomp. The giant burst in, sniffing the air and roaring, "Fee-fee-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." Jack scrambled to hide in a cupboard. From his hiding spot, he watched the giant count his treasures. There were bags filled with sparkling golden coins, a beautiful golden harp that played music all by itself, and most amazing of all, a little white goose that laid perfect golden eggs. Jack knew these treasures could solve all his and his mother's problems. When the giant fell asleep, Jack bravely snatched a bag of gold and scurried back down the beanstalk. His mother was overjoyed. After a while, the money ran out, so Jack climbed the beanstalk again, this time bringing back the goose that laid the golden eggs. But Jack was still curious about the magical harp. On his third trip, as he carefully grabbed the harp, it cried out, "Master, Master!" The giant woke up with a thunderous roar and saw Jack escaping. He chased after him, his giant feet shaking the beanstalk with every step. Jack scrambled down as fast as he could, shouting, "Mother, bring the axe, quickly!" He reached the bottom just as the giant began his descent. Without a second to spare, Jack grabbed the axe and chopped at the thick stalk. Hack, chop. With one final swing, the beanstalk cracked and came crashing down. The giant fell with it and was never seen again. From that day on, Jack and his mother lived a comfortable and happy life, thanks to the golden eggs and the magical harp. They never forgot the adventure that started with just 5 magic beans. What would you do if you found a beanstalk leading to the sky? It just goes to show that a little bit of bravery and curiosity can lead to the greatest adventures. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed the story, please give us a like and subscribe for more magical tales. See you next time.